This is Rachel Flowers with J-Pool's Nerd Corner, and can I get an introduction from you?
Sure. My name is Sparrow. I am the owner and creator and head honcho at Studio Fugazi, which is the home of Barbarian. It's a webcomic that shows up every Wednesday about an 8-year-old girl whose soul got taken over by a Viking. So she's very hostile, but, she's hall monitor of her school, so everybody's in detention. It's a lot of fun to write. We're here at Phoenix Comic-Con today to promote, though, let me find it, the Red Skirts. The Red Skirts is, it's a sci-fi parody that we are working on, we being me and Dave Beatty, who is behind all this artwork. He's doing the artwork, I'm doing the writing. If you grew up in a certain time period, like around the 70s to 80s, you were blessed because you had all kinds of great, amazing science fiction shows like V. We had V cosplayers here earlier today, which was amazing. But Battlestar Galactica, the original one, Buck Rogers, Star Wars, Star Trek, it was all over the place. So Dave and I both grew up in that area, and we just got to talking, and it's like, well, let's make a comic about that whole time, that gets influenced by all those great eras. So you can see, I don't know if that's focusable or not, but there you go. But the artwork is absolutely incredible. The writing, because I did it, is okay. And here are some of the preliminary sketches, if you've got a way to get in on that. That way you don't have to have the camera on me so much. But as you can see, there's a lot of work that went into it beforehand.
So what really got you started on writing for this project? I know you said that you grew up in like the era where everything was everywhere, but what got you on actually writing it?
Basically, Dave and I went to lunch after an in-store appearance out in Chandler, and he said, I have an idea, but that's all I've got is an idea. And he basically said 2 words, Red Skirts, and I was like, stop, I've got this. And maybe 2 weeks later, I had like 70 pages of script to him, character outlines. It just exploded in my head. I was like, these women that we've created, I absolutely have stories for each of them, and it's really weird when something like that happens. You say that you had to work at it, but it was so much fun, I can't really call it work.
Well, besides the where you grew up or what you saw when you did grow up, what are your other influences? Maybe a specific artist or something else?
A lot of different writers have influenced me over the years, like cartoonists, really, more than anything. Like Burke Breathitt, who did Bloom County, was a huge influence on me. G.B. Trudeau, who did Doonesbury. Of course, Bill Watterson, Calvin and Hobbes. I hold cartoonists in like the highest light as far as art goes. I would love to see more cartoonists here at Phoenix Comic-Con, but I'm so happy that we get who we get, to be honest. But yeah, that's been my biggest influence as far as writing and artwork goes, because you have 4 panels to tell a joke. And that's the way Barbarian goes, although I cheat with Barbarian. She's a 5-panel strip, so I have that extra panel if I need to push it over the edge.
And where can we actually find all this? I know you held up your card, but where the actual website or the Facebook page so they know directly where we can find this?
If you look up the Red Skirts on Facebook, you can like our page. Okay. And the fun behind that is I write everything in character, so I get in touch with my feminine side. I'm writing as the characters. So it can be fun even if you never go to the actual site. But if you do go to the actual site, and I hope you will, it's at redskirtsonline.com.
I do have one question for you. Is that you said you get in touch with your feminine side. How exactly do you write from the feminine point of view that will reach the feminine readers and even the males?
I grew up with 2 older sisters and no brothers in my family, and my father wasn't an absentee father, but he was always at work. So I grew up in a household full of women, which is why I take abuse so well. I had 2 older sisters. And really, that's the toughest thing you can ever deal with growing up, definitely. They can be so cruel. But a lot of that is channeled into the characters that I've created. And, there's a little bit of my sisters in these characters. My wife is definitely in these characters quite a bit. And all that just comes out. You always hear stories about how writers write what they know and write what they've experienced. And that actually happened here. But it happened unconsciously. I really was not aware I was doing it.
Well, I'm glad. I'm actually looking forward. I know a little bit about it. I'm looking forward to reading more and seeing what you have in the future.
Great. Great. Thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome, and I hope we can talk to you later.
Great. Go to the website.